With an update on The Rock and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. When it comes to the recent expiration of Carmella's WWE contract, Ringside News wrote that Carmella had been absent from WWE television since 2023 as she was preparing for the birth of her child. She faced a setback after suffering injuries during labor, and unfortunately, her contract with WWE ended up expiring recently. Following her contract expiry, it appears that Carmella has removed all mentions of WWE from her Instagram and changed her handle as well. If one checks out Carmella's Instagram account now, one will find that it no longer has the handle Carmella WWE, as her current handle is the Leah Vandale. Her account only features her real name, and there are absolutely no mentions of WWE anywhere now. In fact, if one tries to look up the name Carmella WWE, they will be met with an error. As reported earlier, Carmella is no longer under contract with WWE, and in the meantime, Carmella is still struggling with drop foot, a condition that makes it hard for her to move properly. This started after she gave birth to her son, Dimitri Paul Polinsky, with her husband, Corey Graves. She also has 2 herniated discs in her back, which makes it even harder for her to return to wrestling. Carmella last wrestled in WWE in March 2023, but she was only back for 6 weeks before having to stop again. She had already been out since 2022. Fans are hoping she will return, but it's unclear if she will wrestle again soon. With Carmella removing all instances of WWE from her Instagram account, it seems clear that she has no ties to WWE any longer, and it's unlikely she will be signing a new deal again anytime soon. Therefore, we will have to wait and see what the future holds for Carmella. As it was previously reported that Road Dogg had returned to WWE as one of the lead writers for SmackDown, he said this to Chris Van Vliet when asked about his take on the situation. "I have no idea. I could care less, to tell you the truth. No, so really, I'm still in charge of creative of live events, but we have scaled live events back domestically, especially this coming year. It's such a different environment. Old regime had a problem with stifling creativity. New regime is like Google. We don't really have ping pong tables in the production meeting room, but it's creative. He opens the floor. Nobody gets shut down. It's free range creativity and it's incredible. I'll help with rehearsals. We'll go through the production meeting. I'll pipe up if I have to. He handles everything. He has the production meeting and it's basically to tell you, here is what we're going to do. Do you guys have any better ideas?" Touching on the Hardy Boys' return to WWE for an appearance on NXT, TNA Tag Team Champion Matt Hardy said this on his podcast. "Really excited about this, man. All of this stuff, even us popping up and responding to that challenge on NXT. That was a very last minute thing. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun." He admitted that even he isn't sure where this opportunity could lead, adding, "I don't know where this ride's going. I really don't want to know where this route is going in all capacities, because I want, especially whatever we end up doing, I want everything to be as natural and as organic and as real as possible, as authentic as possible. Jeff's very happy to be going back, and I feel like he wants to right the wrongs. He wants to leave on a good note, no more erratic behavior. He wants to go back and show them who he is." Talking about her release from WWE and what is next, Sonya Deville said on Daria and Tony Unwrapped, "The irony of it all is that the week they didn't renew my contract, I booked my first big film project. Literally 3 days before I got the phone call. I got the call from my manager that I booked this role that I had auditioned for. How weird is the universe? What a beautiful thing. Like, what is there to be mad about? I see people leave and they say bad things about the company, or they talk crap, or they say whatever they say, and I cannot relate. I cannot. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, cannot relate. I loved every minute of it. I love everybody there. I love everything I got to do, everything I experienced. But that was a chapter, and it was a decade long, a decade of travel, wrestle, eat, sleep, repeat. and it was fun, but now I have no choice but to listen to the universe and the universal signs. Like, hey D, that was good, but here's what's next. Acting, I'm excited. We have a lot of things coming up, yeah. Going over the AEW status of Kamille, Ringside News noted that Kamille is still listed with All Elite Wrestling, but if you're wondering when she'll return to TV, you're not alone. During the latest Fightful Select Q&A, Sean Ross Sapp provided an update on Kamille's AEW status after a fan asked, "Hey SRS, is Kamille still with AEW?" His response was clear, but didn't exactly give fans much to hold on to. Yes, she's still with All Elite Wrestling, and under contract for quite some time as best I know. I've not personally heard of creative involving her, but I'm constantly asking. It's been months since Kamille was last seen on AEW programming. She debuted in July 2024 as the powerhouse bodyguard for TBS champion Mercedes Moné, but their alliance fell apart in November, leading to Kamille getting written off TV. While there were discussions internally about a match between the two, it never materialized. Back in December, Kamille spoke to Covalent TV, making it clear she still had her eyes on championship gold in AEW. At the time, she told fans they hadn't seen her full potential yet, but since then, she's been absent from the spotlight. Addressing the possibility of a match against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, The Rock said this at the press conference after SmackDown last night. "In the world of pro wrestling, as everyone knows, it will culminate into a match. Whatever happens, it will end up in the ring. What I really love about this rare air character of the final boss, it's like this white whale unicorn that the final boss and Cody Rhodes, it's not about the WWE title. It isn't about a match. It isn't about bleeding or anything like that. That's part of our world. It never has to culminate into a match." That's a very special place to be at. Just think, creatively, character-wise, just think of how much fun you can have. Staying on the topic of The Rock and WrestleMania 41, Ringside News wrote that the final boss shook up SmackDown, but his return wasn't something WWE had locked in for months. According to Fightful Select, The Rock's appearance and the massive WrestleMania 42 announcement were finalized just days before the February 21st episode. Sources inside WWE revealed that creative was caught off guard, with talent shocked when they learned The Rock would be showing up. His involvement led to major changes, including Cody Rhodes being pulled from the original SmackDown main event and plans shifting on the fly. The Rock didn't just drop the bombshell that WrestleMania 42 will take place in New Orleans next year. He made it personal. Standing in the ring with Cody Rhodes, The Rock made his intentions crystal clear. He wants Cody's soul. The TKO Board of Directors member told Rhodes to think about it and give him an answer at Elimination Chamber on March 1st. As for what this means for WrestleMania 41, everything is now up in the air. For months, WWE had been moving forward under the assumption that The Rock wasn't going to be available. Plans had been in place for Cody Rhodes versus John Cena and different combinations of Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins in the top title matches. One top talent even joked that WrestleMania was at the mercy of Dwayne. That might not have been far off, because now, just weeks before WrestleMania 41, everything is on the table. Behind the scenes, Christian Scoville was listed as the writer for The Rock segment, as he typically works on Cody Rhodes' storylines. Meanwhile, Michael Hayes handled production duties. But for those wondering if The Rock was working off a strict script, the answer is no. The Great One does what he wants, and that includes throwing in an unscripted F-bomb mid-segment. The Rock just flipped the entire WrestleMania landscape on its head, and WWE is scrambling to keep up. What was once a clear path for Cody Rhodes has now turned into a power struggle with the final boss looming over it all. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.